Is it on? Yes. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to English with Max. In this video, we are going to look at 3 meanings of the word pretty. There are actually several meanings of this word, but I don't want to confuse you, so today we are just going to look at the 3 most important ones. As usual, remember that you can follow me on social media. I'm doing a lot on Instagram at the moment. And also remember that I make English subtitles for all my videos. So if you want to watch this video with subtitles, you need to turn on captions. Also remember to hit the red subscribe button as well as the little bell if you don't want to miss any videos. Just a small point on pronunciation. In British English, normally you pronounce the T like a normal T. Pretty, pretty. In American English, often the T is more like a D. Pretty, pretty. In Australian English, I'm Australian, we mix it up a bit. Sometimes we say pretty, sometimes we say pretty. Okay, the first meaning of pretty is the one that you probably already know. Pretty can be an adjective meaning attractive or pleasing. It's particularly for things that are delicate or graceful. It can be used to describe people, landscapes, houses, gardens, clothes, and many other things. When it comes to people, most of the time it's used for females, so for girls or women. But it can also be used for males, particularly before the word boy. A pretty boy. And a pretty boy isn't necessarily a child. It can also be used for young men. Members of boy bands like Westlife, the Backstreet Boys, One Direction, etc. are often described as pretty boys. I'm not criticizing. Most people would probably say that I have quite terrible taste in music, so I actually like bands like that. I'm just telling you to give you an idea. Although I don't actually listen to One Direction. I'm from a slightly older generation. Pretty is usually used to describe something visually. In other words, something you can see. But sometimes it is used for smells or sounds. For example, you could say, "That is a pretty song," or "That is a pretty perfume." Pretty is similar to beautiful, but it's usually not quite as strong as beautiful. Pretty can also be an adverb meaning quite. It's basically a more informal way of saying quite or to some degree. But like I said, it's informal, it's colloquial, so don't write it in academic essays. For example, "I was pretty tired after my exercise class." "The party was pretty good." "Don't lie to me, Frank. I know you pretty well now." The sequel to the film Twilight wasn't horrible, but it was pretty bad. The third main meaning is when it's used in the idiom pretty much. Pretty much is a colloquial way of saying mostly or almost. Here are some examples. "I've pretty much finished my homework, so I'll be able to watch Game of Thrones soon." That means I've mostly finished my homework. It's almost done. "Frank spent a long time doing his hair, but it's pretty much the same as before." "I was at the beach for pretty much the whole day." Pretty much can also be used alone to answer certain questions. Then it means, yes, that's basically the case, or yes, almost. For example, "Frank, have you finished your homework?" "Pretty much." Are you telling me you spent the whole weekend watching The Bachelor? Pretty much. I hope you found that useful. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. If you would like to practice using pretty in different ways, write me some examples in the comments and I will try and correct them for you. See you next time. Give an idea there. Like, adjective. Oh, it's bad bit.